Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Joan here, and today's video is going to be very different because this video is going to be about my drone, which I own a DJI Mini 3, and I was very fortunate that I was gifted this on my birthday this year. Never flown a drone before. I've always thought it was interesting to see the shots and to know that it's possible to film like in the sky, but then I have never thought about actually owning my own drone. And so now that I just had it because I got it as a gift, I just end up learning because I own one now. And so I ended up just using it once at the time when I received it, and I was lucky enough that my partner was here because he has experience with using a drone. And so we went to the beach and then went to go fly it, and then at the same time I didn't remember everything what it took to fly it, because again, like, it's not like you just learn how to drive in one day and then memorize it. Maybe you can do that, but for me it takes time for me to digest information. And so after that one day where we flew the drone, I never practiced again. I didn't watch any YouTube videos or read the manual, and it just stayed in the bag for months. And then last month I decided, for some reason, when I went to go to the farm to document one of my good friends, I decided to bring the drone. And so I again just thought I was confident enough that I could do it on my own, and then I end up panic calling my partner who's all the way in Italy, and I don't know why I do this to him, but then he ends up just helping me while screen sharing what I'm doing. So I was trying to film my friend drive the tractor around the farm while I was flying the drone. And then now we are here again to this present day. I decided that I wanted to buy a decal skin to pretty much cover the drone instead of spray painting it. Originally that was my idea because I am nearsighted, I cannot see far, and it's not that I've been asked this question before, where it's like, oh, it's not like you're like looking up at the sky while the drone is flying, you're looking at your controller monitoring where you're flying. But even when the drone is just like up above me, I have a hard time seeing it. I feel that it blends into the sky, even if it's like a grayish, tannish, brownish. And I don't know, for me it's more visible that now I have this bright highlight banana looking yellow like decal skin on it. And so to each their own. People might think that it's like not a great idea, but for me it's my drone and this is what I wanted to do. To be honest, I would not choose the color yellow. I would have chose red, which was an option. You can do whatever you like. I saw there were multiple skin color choices, options, but I chose yellow in the end. I don't know, I just felt like that would be the color. I felt that red could have been too harsh. To each their own. This is like a whole learning journey for me. And so I put on the decal skin onto my drone, and then the next day I said to myself, okay, let's try it out. Now that it has been covered, the drone has been covered, let me try to fly it. And instead of flying it at a park or somewhere that was just easy to not worry about distractions or obstacles, me being the person that I am, I decided to bring it to a park where I knew there was open space, but also I was trying to do the most by flying my drone over water, which is something I've never done before. And why did I think of doing this? I felt that it would be cool to document the Statue of Liberty because I live very close, and I thought it would be a good idea to fly the drone over the Hudson River. That was me. And so I brought the drone there, and at first I learned now you cannot fly the drone on grass. Again, I'm someone who hasn't done any research, so I learned that the hard way. And then I ended up walking towards like a brick pavement, and then decided, okay, it's gonna fly, and it did. And then I did one flight to the sky, towards the World Trade Center, one building, and the Statue of Liberty, and lo and behold, it worked out. The decal skin didn't like fall apart or anything like that, and it returned back to me safely. I admit I drive or fly the drone very quickly. I am not smooth. I am not soft on the sticks of the controller. Maybe this is why I don't play video games and things like that, because I'm just like a heavy like person to navigate and like just have the drone go like full speed, which is not a good idea. And so anyways, it came back, and then I got confident. I only have one battery for this drone, which now I learned I should have more than one, because the battery dies supposedly, according now to the website. Now I did some research, it's supposed to last only 34 minutes, and so I was like, oh, there's like still like juice left into the drone, like enough, is more than 50%. Let's go fly it again before a storm is about to happen, which is another, I don't know why I thought this was a good idea. So I flew the drone again up in the air, went towards the Statue of Liberty, and then all of a sudden the controller starts like going crazy. It's like low battery, strong winds, like you need to turn back. And I was like, oh no, like let's just reroute and come back to me. And because the winds were so strong, you can also see it in the footage, because I was filming myself because I was planning to make a YouTube video. You can see the wind is even blowing like me away, that looks like an earthquake, and then the drone was just struggling to come back. And anyone who owns a drone is probably shaking their head right now. And so the drone didn't want to fly back. It was just like stuck. No matter how much I was like trying to move with the joystick, the drone to fly back to me would not fly. It was just stuck where it was in the middle of the Hudson River. And I literally was like, my drone's gonna be a goner. And so then for some reason, the drone ended up slowly, very slowly, like going towards me, but not close enough, nowhere near, but it was going my direction. And I was like, I don't know, it's saying like 28, 27, like it was counting down, and I was just like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. So then the drone in itself automatically just says, it's gonna fly like somewhere. And so it ends up going to a place where it was like land or sea, like you see on the monitor, like the drone is like swifting side to side, and I was like panicking, holding the controller. And then literally, I don't know how, I had no control anymore. It literally was like a pop-up on the screen, it's like automatic landing. So it was like confirm, and I was like, I don't have a choice. Even there's no cancel, there's no X button. It's either it's just going to just do its thing and it just drops into the water, and that's it. I don't have a drone anymore, and I've already accepted that. It was like rest in peace. And all of a sudden I saw it like on the monitor, it just like flew, but I saw like grass or like some sort of like sand, and I saw that rocks, and then it went boom, and it just like landed. But even though it landed and it looked like it landed on rocks, who knows if it was like a whole like tide of water was going to just like go over it, and still it would have just like died. So I was just like, oh, like I don't even know what happened. So then the drone is low battery. I'm like in a whole nother location. And then so I was thinking to myself, like, what do I do? And then plus I had like other gear with me. So what I end up doing is like screenshotting. Thank God that came up in my mind to do, because I now know that once the drone is like, there's no more battery, you cannot use the GPS to figure out where it is because now the drone is dead. So I screenshot. Luckily that the app records like the footage of like where it landed, and there's like some sort of map or like find my drone. But again, once the drone is like not working anymore, it has no more battery, it is what it is. You're on your own. The app is like completely useless. So I went to my car, dropped off my stuff, and then like just looked at the map and see like from my car, where can I possibly drive that I could just park and then like walk towards where the dot was, where it says my drone would be. And also, I don't even know where my drone ended up, and I don't know if I could even walk there because there's a lot of like tall grasslands. I was just thinking the most. And then out of all things, I only have 1 bar of signal. A storm is about to happen. And then plus, my partner is calling me, not knowing what the heck is going on. So you could only imagine that now that he knows my experience with a drone so far, it's like, even I forgot to mention, like a few weeks ago, I was flying my drone at the skate park and it crashed into a tree, and luckily it still survived. And so again, you can imagine that he's probably going to be like, what the heck is going on? So he called, and then I'm telling him like frantically, like, I don't know where the drone went. I was doing this, and this, what I just explained here. And then so I sent him my location, and I'm not kidding. Someone all the way in Italy is like looking on Google Maps, like where I am, and is like trying to figure out where I could walk so I could reach the drone. And so now I drove and parked to like the closest possibility of where I could walk to. Luckily there was like a nature trail hike path, and so walked through it. Luckily people were still like around because I was afraid that I would be the only one left in this area, and then the rain starts, and then I end up like being a missing person. So then we found like an entrance. However, the entrance had like a gated locked up fence, and I was like, oh no, like what am I gonna do? The drone is definitely over that fence, and I was like, am I gonna go to jail? So I'm like freaking out because it's like, do I get the drone? Do I go over this fence? Do I just leave it here and it just washes away to the shore? Is it even worth it? Is it even there? There were so many question marks. And then so a couple was like walking towards my direction on the path, and I was like, hey, sorry to bother you, but like this sounds crazy, but like my drone literally is on the other side of this fence and I don't even know what I should do. So they were saying, oh, well, do you want us to wait here? And I said, yeah, that would be great, because I'm afraid that I won't come back, and then at least there's some witness that saw me here. And so luckily they were super kind, and I don't even know if they were legitimately gonna wait for me. So they helped me go over the fence. I said, whatever, we're gonna do this. I'm going to do this. Went over the fence and then started walking to the shore. And it was so dirty, like so much sand, seaweed, and like debris. And if anyone knows, the Hudson River is not clean at all. And I kept walking and running because like I didn't want to get stuck in the rain also. And so I have, you know, literally my partner on the phone helping me navigate through like 1 bar of signal, and luckily I have battery on my phone, and then like just kept walking straight and like avoiding the high tall grasslands, walking around it, walking on all these rocks, not knowing if I step on a rock it might be like quicksand. Sounds dramatic, but you never know. Don't know if there could be some dangerous animal lurking around, whatever, or you could get stuck with ticks and things like that. There were so many things in my mind. This is how I think. Just kept walking straight ahead, and then like after like a few minutes, luckily I saw the yellow decal skin of the drone, and it was just sitting on a pile of seaweed, and I grabbed it and I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it was like intact, like nothing wrong. It was just there hanging out, and I grabbed it and then jetted back, and I was like, I couldn't believe that we found it. And I say we because if it wasn't for my boyfriend to be on the phone with me looking at the map and seeing where I was and seeing where the map it said on the app, because I screenshot and shared it with him, I don't know if I would end up finding it. And then I walked back, and then still the couple was there on the other side of the fence waiting for me. Like, I really appreciate them, whoever you are. I didn't get a chance to get their names, but I'm so glad that I met nice people like that. They could have just went on a jog or a walk and ignored me, but they really waited for me, and then I was able to get my drone back. And then it started to rain. Luckily, I brought an umbrella. I had an umbrella in my car, so I was like, you know, if anything, I have an umbrella. But even still, like, it was just so many things going on in my mind. And then another thing is like the fact that, like, the person who gifted me the drone, I know that they would understand if I lost it or how I lost it, but I felt bad and I didn't want to lose it. So there were just so many things in my mind. So then anyways, got over the fence. The husband or whoever, the guy, helped me over the fence, and they were so happy that we didn't go to jail and I got my drone back. And then we like separated ways and I ended up going home, and I just couldn't believe that this was my whole day. I just wanted to practice with my drone, flying it with the new decal skin, and then being able to capture the Statue of Liberty because I wanted to share that footage with someone. And it became a whole long journey. So anyways, that is my story of me flying my drone, and it might sound more dramatic than what it is based on how I'm explaining it, but believe me when I say that I couldn't believe that I'm still here being able to tell you the story of this, because I never thought I would experience this. It's just only a drone, but still it's like the meaning behind it, and the fact that, again, it's like when you first have your first of anything, it has more meaning than if you just were to go buy another one. And so I really wanted to do my best to take care of it, and the fact that I didn't even own it for a year yet, this drone has been going through the most. But again, I feel like I proved to myself that at least I am able to keep the drone alive. So if you have any thoughts, comments, or you're just going to make fun of this whole experience, whatever you want to comment down below, please be nice. I just, again, felt like, you know, these are the type of stories that you think about and you're just like, there's no way that it could possibly happen to you. And then now that it happened to me, I just felt like why not share this with the viewers that watch my channel, because it's not always just about talking about gear and like what it takes to, you know, film something, but also this is also part of what can happen when you are out and about and just trying to just practice or film something and then something happens. I think those are very interesting things to hear about, and so I want to share this story. So thank you again for watching, and hopefully this doesn't happen again. I am definitely learning my lesson after this, and so stay tuned till the next video. Sayonara.